Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Fantasy Football live stream. It's time for Week 4 lineup advice with me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. That, of course, is my good pal, the prop prophet, Andrew Erickson. We just recorded our latest Betting Pros show. I went 11-4 last week, not too shabby. Andrew Erickson hit the most crazy one ever. Donald Parham, 30-1, first-time touchdown scorer. So Andrew Erickson's buying lunch next time I see him. But we're talking fantasy football here as well on the Fantasy Pros side right now this afternoon. So if you've got questions, we've got answers. Drop them below in the chat. We want to hear from you. I know it was a very fun Tuesday show. If you missed it, we had special appearances by Derek Brown and also from Christopher Walken. You might want to go check that out. Very good times. Andrew Erickson, this week 4's got some really interesting games on this slate too, including tonight where we get an in-division matchup. Finally, we're going to find out, I think, just how good the Lions and Packers really are. And we're going to get to see indoor cat Jared Goff play outside. And we all know Jared Goff doesn't like outside very much. He's an indoor cat, isn't he?
Yeah, indoor cat doesn't like to be pressured, likes to be left alone indoors. No one in his way, so he can just execute the offense, go back to the bench. So at least it's not cold. That's working in his favor. It's not Lambeau in December. He got Lambeau in September. Much better.
Much better, much better. And John, our producer, John grew up in Miami. He was out there, back in the 90s getting jiggy with it. And then he moved up to Buffalo. And then he started kind of quasi rooting for the Bills. So now he's all torn because he doesn't know what to do with himself. Because the Bills have been good the last couple of years, and his childhood team, the Miami Dolphins, are starting to get really good. So he is torn. He doesn't know what to do, but he lives in Buffalo. What would your advice be to John this weekend? Should he be rooting for Buffalo, but betting maybe, Miami on the money line?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this, that John's a Dolphins and Bills fan at the
How
same
does that even
time.
work?
I think that you got to do the double jersey thing where, you go in with one jersey, and then when there's a touchdown, you just rip off the other jersey, and it's like, oh, I'm a Dolphins fan. Oh, what do you know?
So like Travis Kelce's mom, right? Like when she was at the Super Bowl, she has she just wear the split. Just the split, the Kelce split. That's what you do there. All right, everybody, make sure you drop your questions in the chat. Don't forget, when you drop your questions in the chat and you subscribe to our channel, if you haven't subscribed already, I got to question your choices in life, but we are giving away this. This is amazing. A Trophy Smack Fantasy Championship ring. That's right. If you want a chance to win this free Fantasy Football Championship ring, courtesy of our good pals over at Trophy Smack, the #1 store for epic fantasy football trophies, you need to subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now. Do it. Comment below on this video right here. That's it. That's all you got to do. And make sure you click that little bell till it goes ding. So, if you're the big winner here, that's what you do. So that's a beautiful piece. I know everyone's really excited about that. We gave away some great jerseys, but this right here, that ring is a winner. I like that. I just want to win. I want to wear all the rings, all the fantasy championship rings. I think that's a good look. Don't you think? Yeah. The bling ring. Andrew Erickson knows all about the bling ring. So just for the shows, he takes out his gold teeth. Usually for the gold teeth, he's got that, got the grill in when he's not doing shows, and then he does the shows and he's a professional, but then right at 4:00 when the show's over, grills go back in. Real quick, let's talk more about this game too, because it has some fantasy implications tonight, and then we'll get to the questions. We've got Aaron Jones returning. We've got it looks like Christian Watson returning for this game, and we've also got David Montgomery apparently returning for this game. So lots of pieces coming back in the fantasy realm. Is there anybody that you don't want to start out of that light? Like, to me, Jones is in, Watson's in, but what about Montgomery? You ready to jump right back into that mix?
I think so. I mean, what have we seen from him that would say that, oh, well, he's going to come back and take a major backseat in the offense? Like, he's a big part of what they want to do on offense.
Well, to that point, I've seen nothing really from AJ Dillon. So there's my answer to that.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks having to play guys coming off hamstring injuries on a short week. It's just it's so annoying that when you have to play these players, but you don't really have a choice. It's they offer a lot of upside. I don't love this game from a total perspective. It doesn't scream oh, this is going to be a massive shootout, but both Jones and Watson offer really explosive elements to their game. Yeah. So even if they're on, these pseudo pitch count things or whatever, they can both score on one play. We both know that.
I think it was interesting because, I think Jordan Love has done a pretty admirable job with Romeo Doubs, with Jaden Reed, and even Musgrave, the tight end. Now you get Christian Watson. That's a big boy piece to be getting back. That's a playmaker. That's a guy you get the ball in his hand and just explosive plays happen. And you get your #1 running back here as well. I still like Green Bay to win that division. I'll tell you what, from the fantasy standpoint, I'm with you. You get these guys back in your lineup. You've been waiting for them. If they're playing, you play them, and you see what happens from there. But, of course, make sure you play them like at the RB position. Don't go playing them at flex and lock yourself in. It's Thursday night, folks. Give yourself some flexibility. Ooh. All right, let's get to Parker Mills. Start Kenneth Gainwell or Tyjae Spears, full point PPR. What do you got?
I'm going to start Kenneth Gainwell.
Really? I'm surprised by that choice. Tell me why.
He doesn't play on the Titans.
True, but if Derrick Henry's toe is really an issue, and that's why he was limited last week, does Spears become like maybe a little bit more intriguing? Like I think this is pretty close, to tell you the truth. I don't know where your rankings are on them, but I think it's close.
Yeah, I mean, if we get more information about Derrick Henry's injury, I mean, anything that leads to a running back getting more snaps, I think that's advantageous for Tyjae Spears, who's again an explosive player that can make plays in the passing game, and if they're chasing points against the Bengals, then I think that there's a scenario where Spears can offer something, but it's just like the overall offense is just not exciting whatsoever and against the Bengals. But again, the Titans are one of these teams that like play completely different than the week before. So like just kind of throw out whatever they did last week because it's a brand new week and they're going to do something totally different. So I think Spears probably has more upside, just like from a touch standpoint, whereas Gainwell was the guy they went to when they were running clock last week.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're up big against the Commanders, you're probably going to see Gainwell out there, not Swift, creating some yardage. So yeah, I think Gainwell probably has a safer floor, but Spears probably has more upside.
All right, let's go to the next question here. Shrami 310, bros, I need help. Flexbot PPR, Flowers, McLaurin, Gabe Davis, or Kittle or LaPorta. Look, this is an interesting situation. I've gotten a lot of these questions about, like, I've got Kittle and LaPorta. I've got Mark Andrews and LaPorta. And my answer to everybody, Shrami, my answer to you too, is trade one of them. Because LaPorta is good enough, I think, to play. And if Kittle brings you back more, trade Kittle. If LaPorta should bring you back more, which I would be surprised, trade LaPorta. Or if LaPorta brings back good value, trade him. Like, that's what you need to do. Let's start with the tight ends. You playing LaPorta tonight, or are you going to wait and play Kittle against the Arizona Cardinals? I'm playing Kittle still.
Yeah, I'll probably play Kittle.
Okay, so make a trade. Now, what about this flex spot? Flowers, McLaurin, Gabe Davis. Where do you go?
Gabe Davis. Like, this is what Gabe Davis is for. It's like projected shootout, put him on your flex. Could he score 0 points? Yes. Does he have not a high as the floor as these other two guys? No. But can either of those guys score 30 points in their respective matchups? No, not a chance. Gabe Davis can. So
Steve Milius, I need help. All caps too. So you know it's serious. Stroud or Lawrence this week, and then Love or Goff. Two big questions here. So who do you like better, Stroud or Lawrence, or Love or Goff? I go Love here because, again, Jared Goff outside. I've learned enough the hard way that that's not the best start in the world. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, Love and Goff, I think I have the rank back to back.
Yeah,
again, I'm not like crazy about either guy this week, but the fact that Love's getting some of these playmakers back in the offense just takes one deep shot to Christian Watson. Where the thing with Love too is like, if you watch these games the last couple of weeks, like they've been taking deep shots, but it's been incomplete because he's throwing to guys like Dontavian Wicks and Romeo, like into inferior players. Whereas those are Watson's routes, like those are Watson's targets that he should be getting. So I expect him to dial up at least 1 or 2 tonight. With Watson back in the lineup. So if they connect on one, that's a lot of points. So I think Love is definitely the play over Goff. And then I'm not giving up on Lawrence again. His teammates have let him down the last 2 weeks. If they just catch the ball, like we're not even considering starting Stroud over Lawrence. So Lawrence for me.
All right, good stuff there. Let's continue on with the next question here. We've got Nicholas Smith. Would you start Joe Mixon versus the Titans or David Montgomery versus the Packers tonight? Look, Mixon's up against it. The Titans front is very good, and Joe Burrow is not very mobile. I know Mixon saved his day with a touchdown, but I gotta say, I feel like David Montgomery might have a better potential fantasy outcome here this week.
I think if it's not PPR, if it's half, then I think I'm starting Montgomery. Like Mixon has no shot in like standard or half PPR leagues, like because he's gonna have to score. That's what you're hoping for. I think that he can catch passes against the Titans, but I fully believe that the Bengals are going to be like, yeah, we're not running the ball. We're not going to try to run the ball. Like, let's just throw it, which makes sense to do. And they did that. They almost threw 50 times against the Rams. A lot of quick short backs throws. So Mixon's going to be involved in the passing game, which Montgomery's not really. But I mean, Packers run defense isn't great. Dave Montgomery's a guy that they like feeding. So I think that Montgomery in a half PPR standard league is probably the play.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And as we continue to pick players here, don't forget, make your picks count over at Betting Pros, because if you join our bettingpros.com/NFL contest today, you can win a Jackson Smith and Jigba autographed jersey. That's right. We're giving away weekly prizes. We're giving away monthly prizes. All you have to do is make 5 picks every week. That's it. And if you make 100 picks over the NFL season, you're eligible to win the JSN jersey. But we're giving away upgrades to premium Betting Pros, premium Fantasy Pros, and also fun things to our shop, like the swag I'm wearing right now today, like my Betting Pros sweatshirt I got on there. We got the hats. We got the Fantasy Pros swag too. So win free stuff for picking NFL games. You don't even have to bet them. You just have to download the BP app and then connect your sports books, or just make some picks. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's fun. Go win some free stuff, for goodness sakes. All the free things. Let's go to Jybot. What wide receiver 3 can I get for Alexander Mattison? I'm sick of him. Alexander Mattison, Andrew, or Jahan Dotson? Would you take Jahan Dotson for Mattison? Think you can pull that off?
No.
No?
No.
All right. What about Christian Kirk for Madison?
I think that's fine. I mean, I think that you can probably shoot higher than
doesn't sound like you like
Kirk. I don't know. I think I'd rather try to get a better receiver. I mean, look, Madison's had a good game last week. He was productive. I don't know. I think you can get more for him, especially since he's got a good matchup this week too.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, I think, I guess the bigger question here is this. Do you think that this is the time to get out for Madison?
Yes, I agree with trading him, but I would want more than, Jahan Dotson. I mean, people are dropping Jahan Dotson. Like, he's 3 weeks in, he's done nothing.
So. Yeah, but I don't think it's his fault. But
is it going to get better against the Eagles?
I don't know if it can get better against the Eagles, but I think it's going to get better this season. So I think this is the perfect time to buy low on him because of that. Like that's the big thing to me. Is like, I think because of the marketplace, like you could get Jahan Dotson, and he has a talent to turn things around. And last week and this week are not going to be good situations for young Sam Howell, unfortunately. Let's go to Miranda's question. Miranda wants to know, who would you start, Ferguson or Dallas Goedert this week? Get a lot of Goedert questions too lately.
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, I would still go Goedert, but it's getting close every week. It's getting very close. Again, Miranda, look for a deal. That's what I would do. Try to trade Goedert and roll with Ferguson, because maybe Goedert brings you back something better than you realize. Also, would you trade James Cook for DK Metcalf in the full point PPR?
I think it's fair. I think that's a fair value, but I would probably rather have the running back if it's in a vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you got incredible running back depth, I like getting DK for James Cook. Like that, yeah. Cook, I think, is the better fantasy asset, but to Andrew's point, you got to be careful about the running backs right now, because it is ugly in the running back streets. Rashako, 10-team PPR. Would you trade Ja'Marr Chase and James Cook for Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon? So Chase and Cook for Diggs and Mixon. Who wins that deal? I think it's Chase and Cook. I know it's scary,
so too,
but I think you got to take that shot. You got to shoot your shot, bro. Because you know why? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take at the end of the day.
Sure.
Johnny. So somehow I ended up with 3 quarterbacks: Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, and Jared Goff. Who should I keep in my lineup? Well, first of all, Johnny, I don't know why you have 3 quarterbacks in a single quarterback league. Second of all, I'm starting Kirk Cousins this week over all of them. Your thoughts?
I would just drop both. So you're playing. So I would drop both those guys before they play on Thursday and get locked into your lineup. So
good point,
drop
Johnny.
Both of them.
Drop somebody. Drop both of them. At least one. Go find somebody else.
Because if both those guys are on your roster, they're probably going to be on the waiver wire next week. So don't waste your roster spot on them.
That's crazy. Crazy, Johnny. Johnny, don't be crazy, Johnny. All right, let's go to Sebastian Gardulski. In need of RB help, pick 3, half PPR. James Cook, Zack Moss, Javonte Williams, Roschon Johnson, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell. Thanks, guys. Sebastian, that's a lot of guys. I'm thinking Cook, I'm thinking Moss, and I'm thinking Javonte. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking those are the 3 guys he has in there right now. He just listed his entire team. So take those 3. Take the 3 that you have in there, man.
Well, I know you love Jalen Warren, and I know Roschon is intriguing, but I still got to go with the top 3 guys.
I love them as, like, I have no other options. Here's what I'm rolling with, so I love them. Not, I actually have legitimate running backs. I'm going to start those guys.
What a concept. Let's go to Young Krillo. Trade Waller for Breece Hall.
If you have, like, a Sam LaPorta, then sure.
What if you have a Luke Musgrave?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I think Breece Hall is a good guy to stash, like, to trade and put on your bench. I think he could be a big guy down the stretch, but right now, like, you can't really play him. You can't really play most Jets players.
No, you can't. Is this let's get into it. Let's ask the question because I know I kind of talked about this with Derek Brown. Is this the reckoning this week for the Jets? Like, look, they're playing the Chiefs. If Aaron Rodgers was playing quarterback, they'd be underdogs. It doesn't matter. So here's the question: do you think that like this Chiefs game, because it is prime time, I believe, if memory serves,
Sunday night football.
Sunday night football. This is a primetime ass whooping that's going to happen here. Let's be honest. That's what it's going to be. If it's not, I'd be shocked. I think we'd all be shocked. And that would be fun.
I was surprised. I was surprised it was
only
9.5 points. The Chiefs were favored by.
Well, I think that's the respect of the Jets defense, but the Jets
That's
defense
fair.
is going to have to run a marathon against Patrick Mahomes.
You can only stop him so many times.
Here's the question. Do we see Trevor Siemian or do we see somebody else besides Zach Wilson under center?
If Trevor Siemian is active, then we're not surprised at all if he plays in like the second half. I mean,
That's
they've
what I'm
already
saying,
benched Zach Wilson before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the reckoning, right?
It's just a very like they're just really in a tough spot with Saul because of like how they're viewing the future. Like Rodgers is potentially their quarterback next year, and then if you go away from Zach Wilson, like right now, like it's over. Like right now, like they can't play him ever again this year. Like it's done. So and it's like they need someone to play at quarterback. Like they actually need a body. So they're in a tough spot. But I mean, if he just totally sucks in the first half, I mean, why not Trevor Siemian? At least we've seen Siemian play in the NFL and like be decent. It's like whatever.
The glimpses. I remember him sticking it to our Patriots one snowy night in Denver that I recall.
Yeah. He had some good games with
that
DT.
was the worst.
Emmanuel Sanders, I believe. I mean, he was their starter after Manning, right? Wasn't he like the guy that they went with first?
Yeah. Well, you know what the funniest part about that whole thing is too? It's like as Patriot fans, you and I, like we remember these terrible things and we really shouldn't. Like they should never ever end. And I remember that. I remember watching that game and going to overtime, I believe, and just being miserable that they lost that game to Trevor Siemian. They lost a bunch of games back in the day to the Denver Broncos in Denver.
Oh, but, yeah, Denver had their number.
They did. But I nobody wants to hear us complain.
Yeah, I mean they only won like 7. I lose track sometimes, like 7.
6. Brady won 7. He's made 10.
That's where the
10 Super Bowls, I believe. Last time I counted, right? No, yeah. Wait, yes, he's made 10.
Yeah,
7 and 3. Tom Brady. So there you go. It's crazy. Every now and then you do sit back and you start to let that sink in. You're like, that's nuts. Like you're just looking at the league right now. Just imagine the domination of one human on the rest of the league, the way it's gone. Wow.
I mean, the Jets are just trying to get a first down, man.
It's like that Chris Rock character, and you wouldn't know this. You won't get this reference, but this movie, I want to say it's CB4, was that movie where he's like, I just want one rib. Can I get just one? How much money you got, Chris? He's like, I need one rib. I got 10 cents. Can I get some ribs? He's like, no. He's like, can I get one rib? I just want one. Like, that's it. Just one. That's all I needed. Chico Greedy wants to know Fields or Lawrence. Which way do you want to go here for Chico? I think I feel better about Lawrence, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, I think Lawrence is probably safer. I mean, Fields not safe in any capacity, even though his matchup is good. It's just, is he going to run? There's a lot of question marks. So I think it's okay to wait on Fields to at least see it 1 week before you can start him.
Rob Musgrave, here's a good one. Hunter Henry, touchdown dependent, or Luke Musgrave? Who do you want to start this week? You want to start Musgrave tonight?
Musgrave must start.
Whoa, look at you. Dylan got offered Najee for DJ Moore. And there's a little throw up emoji here. It's about to be.
Where are you at on the Najee Harris panic?
It was not good. I said I would keep it real and I'd come back here with you. And I told you I supported Najee Harris and I thought that he would be better against the Las Vegas Raiders. He was not.
Well, he was better overall than when we saw the first.
Okay,
but he wasn't
was better
good still.
You know what I did hear though? Little Birdie. I want to say the little birdie was Sam Hoppin, our own Sam Hoppin, by the way. You should check out all of his incredible work on FantasyPros.com.
Smart guy.
But Sam told me that Najee Harris has more explosive plays this year than Jaylen Warren. How does that make you feel inside in your soul?
It doesn't. But that doesn't make Najee Harris more explosive. That his backpack teammates also not explosive.
I think it does. I think it literally does, though. I think the explosive play statistic, when you have more than the other guy, like here let's again, all trying to keep it real here. If indeed Jaylen Warren had more explosive plays, would you not be saying, look, he's the more explosive running back? Why aren't you using the more explosive running back?
But it's also like a small sample size thing. It's like we've seen Najee play in the NFL for 3 years, and he's never been a getaway burner guy. Like even when his rookie year, like he wasn't breaking off like these massive runs. Like he's a grinder. He's a plotter running back, and now he's not catching passes. Like, I'm more concerned that he's not catching passes. Like, that's the biggest thing.
That is the thing.
Jalen Warren's
I
catching
think it's
passes.
time to move on from Matt Canada. I blame Matt Canada. I don't
agree.
blame Najee Harris. They are a predictable, horrible offense right now, and they do not take shots downfield. And look, at some point, you got to, take the training wheels off Kenny Pickett and let him try to play quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. But Najee for DJ Moore is a deal I do. I want the running back at this point.
I didn't even realize there was a gross emoji in it.
Yeah.
I just thought that's just my initial reaction.
It's not the throwing up emoji. It's the about to throw up emoji, yes. Which I don't know, might be worse, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I mean, if I need the running back, then, I think that's fine. I mean, DJ Moore, I'm not like head over heels trying to get him on my roster. So if I feel good about some of the receivers, I'm fine moving DJ Moore for a running back.
Now, John wants me to do this next question, but he says I don't have to say the name of the person. Now, John, is that because you don't want me to embarrass myself or don't want to embarrass the channel? Like, I don't know. Like, how does that work here, John? I just want to know. Yeah. Because John wants to keep his job as a producer is what he says. So there you go. So full PPR. I'll just call you Uzi. Full PPR. Calvin Ridley, Nico Collins, or Joshua Palmer. I'm still rolling Calvin Ridley out there. Like I just am.
Yeah, Ridley for me.
All right, let's go to Torah, Kyron, and Ridley for AJ Brown. I want AJ Brown. Always give me the best player.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is a good time to sell high on Kyron.
It is. I agree. It's a very good time to start selling around there. All right, let's continue on with your questions. Again, if you've got questions, we've got answers, drop them in the chat. Let's go to Brian Perhamus. Need to decide for my flex PPR, Waddle, Moss, or Montgomery. So Zack Moss, David Montgomery, or Jalen Waddle.
I mean, I can't not play Waddle. Like, look, this offense is literally creating guys that are going to score like 40 points. I would sacrifice any like 15-point game for Moss or Montgomery for a chance at a Waddle 40-point burger. Like, I'm
with Waddle too, especially in the PPR. Give me Waddle. Cellquest 2099. Are we playing Watson? I assume we're talking about Christian Watson.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Deshaun Watson.
See, that's the problem now. Look, everybody, once again, get your Williams, your Johnsons, and your Watsons in a row. Okay? If you're asking questions about these players, you got to make sure that you're giving us the full names or at least give us an initial or something. Something, please. We need some help here. I assume Christian Watson because it's Thursday night. So
yeah. I'm probably gonna play. I know I have him in a bunch of spots that he's been on my he's been into my IR, off my IR.
He's a wide receiver 3, I think. Is that fair?
Yeah, I really think with him it's just gonna be, does he catch the long pass? Like, does he have that one explosive play? And so I don't think he has a high floor this week, but I think that if you play him early in the week, it can help you with the rest of your lineup. Be like, all right, Watson bombed. All right, I need to shoot for more upside. Or like, oh, Watson caught the long touchdown. Oh, great. I can be more safe with the rest of my roster the rest of the week.
Robert Lavelle. Good afternoon, fellas. Happy belated birthday, Joe. Thanks, Robert. It's good to see you here in the chat, as always. And thank you, everybody. Tons of birthday love for Joey P on Tuesday on the live stream, both live and after the fact. I appreciate all of that. You take the time to drop a comment to wish me a happy birthday. It's very nice. See, the internet isn't such a scary place after all. These people take time out of their day just to wish me a happy birthday, someone they've never met. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you watching us here. Robert's question, in a standard league, who would you start? Need to start 2. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jimmy Superfly Puka, and Keenan Allen. I'm starting Keenan Allen and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's what I'm doing.
Agreed.
All right. By the way, Jimmy Superfly Snuka was a wrestler, Andrew. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, no, I was very confused what that was referring to.
I like to explain these things to you. It's fine. Checkered past, by the way. Don't Google it. Checkered past. Bruce Mauer received Kamara for Wilson. Good trade or not?
Garrett Wilson?
That's the thing. Or Russell Wilson. Like, here you go. Now add your Wilsons to that list. Your Wilsons, your Johnsons, your Williamses, and your Watsons. And now you got it. Let's assume that it's Garrett Wilson because I think that makes a lot more sense. So receive Kamara for Garrett Wilson. I want Kamara. Give me Kamara.
Yeah, if you need a running back, yeah. If you need someone you can start, probably, yeah. So yeah, it's probably a good trade.
Rickolas Cage. Ayuk, Nico, or Christian Watson. Pick 2.
In this case, I would probably not start Watson. I feel good enough about those. I feel good enough about those other 2 guys that I don't feel the need to
Okay, that's fair.
I think that what we try to do, this happens like a lot on Thursday. I think we because it's a primetime game where we're gonna watch. Like we're trying to find excuses to play players when it's like
You're right, but it's
when it's like
fun.
yes, but that
We're
also
having
makes
fun.
yes, but then when he pulls his hamstring, you're gonna be miserable watching the game.
That's
Like
fair.
so,
Ayuk and Nico are the safer pairing, although
yeah,
Ayuk is not exactly the picture of health either. So that's the problem is if you sat
yeah,
Nico
but
and you
he
have
has a
Ayuk and
shoulder
Watson.
injury, so he'll be
So what?
fine.
It's still an injury. How dare you belittle the shoulder of Brandon Ayuk? How dare you, good sir?
He'll be fine.
I'm going to take my glove off and challenge you to a duel. Sean O'Connor, pick 2, half-point PPR. Javonte, Zack Moss, Najee Harris, pick 2. Moss, I think, is 1, right? You got to play Zack Moss.
I'm not playing Najee. Yeah, so Javonte and Zack Moss.
Javonte, Zack Moss. Is this the Javonte Williams breakout game?
I mean, I think maybe he scores like 15 points, and we're like, all right, sick. So
Cool
if that's your
story,
definition
bro.
of breakout game, then yeah.
Cool story, bro. 15 points, bro.
He's
Xander Michelle. Who should I start? Amari Cooper, Zay Flowers, or DJ Moore? I think it's Cooper.
I'm starting Cooper.
Charlie Garcia. Should I try to trade Walker for Bijan Robinson?
Yes.
Yes, please do. Get Bijan. Look, this is it. Now you want to talk about the training wheels coming off somebody. This is it. We're right on the precipice of October. September is going to be a distant memory. Bijan Robinson is going to look like a superstar. Lawton cards. Let's see. Tank Dell, James Cook, or Aaron Jones.
I would play James Cook.
James Cook. Okay, let's get to Samantha Houston's question. Puka Nacua or Gabe Davis in the flex this week? I think you got to play Puka.
Yeah.
Puka. Got to play the volume play here, Samantha, especially if it's a full PPR.
Yep.
Like Puka wasn't great last week, but I mean, come on, we're going to kill him for having one down week.
He also was like 5 yards away from scoring a touchdown. Like he was like,
that's also true.
He like fell right before the goal line. If he had scored, everyone would be like, oh, was he turned back into a pumpkin? It's like, he also had like 70 receiving yards and 5 catches. Like he was like fine.
Azul, full PPR, Garrett Wilson or Josh Palmer or Drake London. Give me your ranks.
Gross. All of them are gross.
I think London. I got to start London in London. You can't not start London in London. I feel like that's a terrible thing.
Even though I hate Desmond Ridder.
That's very mean. He says very nice things about you. He always says Andrew Erickson, though. He's dresses
I
hate
what he does for his receivers.
He smells nice.
Wish he would
he always says nice things about you, Desmond Ridder.
I think actually I'd probably play Josh Palmer. He's playing the Raiders.
All right. Let's get to I can't do the Josh Palmer. I'm going to play Drake London and hope for the best. Brian LaForte, Evan Ingram, or Sam LaPorta in PPR, or both, and sit Stevenson. Now, I don't think I want to sit Stevenson. I think people are grossly overestimating what happened in that Jet game last week with Ezekiel Elliott. I want to play LaPorta.
I would probably still play Ingram. Ingram's been really good. Like
Ingram's fine.
Been good too, but
LaPorta's been very good.
Zay Jones is not playing either.
Well, I guess here's the big question. Oh, Zay's out officially now?
He's not likely to play.
Okay, here's the question for you. Sam LaPorta has the upside to finish as a top 3 tight end. I don't think Ingram does.
Well, all it does is depend on who catches the touchdown or not. Like that's why LaPorta was good last week because he scored.
Well, LaPorta's also getting some consistent target volume and target share in that offense too.
Evan Ingram has been the only guy in the Jaguars offense that's been consistent for 3 weeks. Like he's not dropping the ball. He's been productive, and the Falcons are not good against tight ends. So I like Evan Ingram. Like Ingram, he has given us no reason to shy away from him 3 weeks in. Like he's been really good.
No, he's fine.
He's
again,
what
Brian.
You drafted him for.
Here we go, Brian.
This is
trade one.
Yeah,
this is silly. Somebody out there. Look, buys are coming. Winter is coming for all the tight ends. In fact, you could see. I feel like next my head here, my beautiful bald head. It looks like winter's coming for that championship ring too, as I'm saying this. But winter is coming. Okay, they're gonna have all of these guys now on the bye weeks coming up. Someone's gonna be looking for a tight end. Look ahead, find somebody, help them, help you. Daniel Capsican, Capsicanon. Daniel Capsicanon. Sorry, Daniel. Who could I get for Moss and Ford? You want to put Moss and Ford together? If you want to put Zack Moss and Jerome Ford together, could you get Alvin Kamara?
I would not want to trade for Alvin Kamara with those guys. I'd rather get. Why can't we get Josh Jacobs?
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Let's Jennifer Hafner, who never misses a live stream. I don't think we can do a live stream without Jen. Jen wants to know, who should I put in my RB2 spot? Devon Achane? I did it right. Okay. Or Rashad White, And then would you play one of them over DJ Moore in the flex? Thanks, guys. I'm playing Achane because
I'd probably
I'm
play
curious.
both running backs.
Yeah, I would too. Boy, oh boy, Rachaad White has not been great. Spencer Marr, should I trade Montgomery for Gibbs? Who would you rather have rest of season, Montgomery or Gibbs? That's a great question.
Gibbs.
I want Gibbs. Yeah. Gibbs, 2 for 2, Spencer. Lock it up. Go get it. Dominic Gazzetti, how you doing? I need sharks with freaking laser beams. 2 of them. Okay. 1 RB in 1 flex. That he wrote that. I'm not just saying that. He wrote that. So I'm going to read what you write, people. Again, I'm Ron Burgundy. 1 RB, 1 flex in half PPR. Christian Watson, Achane, or Gibbs? Ayo, love yous too. Thanks. Thanks, Dominic. So what do you want to do here with these guys, huh? You want to play Christian Watson? You want to play Gibbs? You want to play Achane? Huh?
I'd probably play both running backs.
So you're going to play Achane and Gibbs. I'm fine with that. Let's see what Christian Watson does in that first game. Of course, Dominic's going to have a bad night, and he's going to message me on Twitter when Watson has 2 touchdowns. Actually, don't message Erickson instead.
You mean, will they come before or after Gibbs' 2 touchdowns? That's my concern.
Touche.
Before or after. Yeah, that's right.
Touche. Zach Hoover, full PPR. Start Hunter Henry or Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth having a touchdown last week. Everybody's back in the Pat Freiermuth business all of a sudden, eh? Hey? Huh? Show us that?
I don't feel great about it.
I'll take Henry.
I'll take Freiermuth.
All right. I don't want to stress you out here. Should we do you need a vacation or something this weekend?
Like tight ends, man.
Once you get tight ends have been great. What do you need tight ends? Tight ends have been fantastic. You got Sam LaPorta, you got Luke Musgrave, you got all these guys who are coming out of nowhere.
You just talked about just the 2 guys. Just the 2 guys.
That's 2. Ferguson. I like Ferguson. That's 3. That's 3 guys.
Yeah.
That's great. That's 3 more than we thought we'd have. Speaking of tight ends, LaPorta or Ingram, GZB, again, same question we got before.
Ingram.
Jay Baby, should I play Pierce or Addison at the flex this week?
I like Addison. I know that this was something me and Derek disagreed on our start sit show where he likes Dameon Pierce a lot. I don't.
What show was it?
Start sit show.
Could you say it one more time just to be clear?
No, I'm not saying it again.
I tried, John.
I've gone down this trap too many times.
It's hard to say. For years I hosted the Start Sit show, and people think that's really easy to say over and over again. It's not.
It's hard.
It's not easy. Was there a question somewhere in there? Because I was just fixated on
I don't like Dameon Pierce that much. Debro likes him a lot because he thinks that the Steelers' run defense is bad. But I say, okay,
I think their offensive line is worse.
They play
I want
McCaffrey and they play Chubb. So I'm like,
I want
that's
Addison.
They look bad.
Addison over Pierce. Vinny Bondanello, because I'm in leagues with Debro where he's got Pierce still.
Oh, right.
So he's willing it to happen.
Yeah.
So
just like Pierce is gonna outscore ETN.
That bet's looking good. Do you what is the bet there?
I don't remember. We'd have to go back.
Vinny Bondanello, Mattison, and AJ Brown for Debo and Mixon. Ugh. I'd rather have AJ Brown. I just want AJ Brown on my team.
Yeah, no, I'm not trading for Debo is a guy I want to trade away because he had a big week, and you got to trade these guys after big weeks for steadier assets like an AJ Brown. So I like I actually like the Mattison AJ Brown side more. Yeah, so I'd keep them.
All right, let's go to the next one here. Let's go to Tim Steinborn, QB in full PPR. Start Cousins or Deshaun Watson?
Cousins.
All right, what about Jacob? QB to start. This is Jacob Korolanek. Fields, Anthony Richardson, or Love?
Anthony Richardson.
Okay, let's go to the next one here. Cody Davis, Gibbs or Ayuk in the full point PPR? I like Ayuk, but I think you're going to say Gibbs.
Yes, I'm going to say Gibbs.
Okay, let's get to the next one here too. We have Brian Perhamas. Need help here with the flex. Waddle or Moss? Zack Moss has been really good. We're going to get a ton of questions about him, and rightfully so. But I keep waiting for that pumpkin, to turn back.
Well, it's not. There's no. I think that it's more likely that Kyron Williams turns back into a pumpkin first before Zack Moss does. As long as he keeps getting this type of usage. He was a 3rd round draft pick, really good at breaking tackles. He's leads all running backs in broken tackles over the last 2 weeks. Like he's been vintage Zach. He's been the Utah Utes Zack Moss that we were promised when the Bills drafted him like 3 years ago, the last 2 weeks. So I like him this week. But again, like we talked about earlier with Waddle Waddle has a 40-point ceiling in this offense that I will never leave on my bench. So
All right,
even though
let's go.
Moss is safer, I think I'm playing Waddle.
All right, let's go to the next one here. We have Steven Sock. Start 3, full PPR, Ayuk, Metcalf, Cooper, and A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's always in. Like, I don't know why that's a question. A.J. Brown never comes out of your lineup unless he is hurt. He never comes out. So let's start 2. Ayuk, Metcalf, Cooper. These are good problems to have, Steven.
I would just bench Ayuk because he's coming off an injury. So
that's fair enough. Yeah, that's good. I mean, Metcalf's got a good matchup against the Giants. He's not 100% healthy either. Neither is Cooper. So, like, they're all kind of banged up right now. But, yeah, all of a sudden now the shoulder matters to you for Ayuk. Now it matters. Now you care.
Well, those other guys played last week, so.
All right. By the way, if we're not around by some weird happenstance and you need some help, make sure that you're using the My Playbook tools. Make sure that you're using everything that we have here for you at Fantasy Pros. You can manage all of your lineups from the one app of My Playbook. So we're talking about, again, if you've got multiple lineups across CBS and Yahoo and Sleeper, and you're trying to set all my lineups on Sunday morning, or you get news somebody's out and you've got a bunch of leagues where you have that player. Well, My Playbook helps you manage all those things. So the latest news, the latest notes, everything there, and it's free to download. FantasyPros.com/myplaybook. You can get it on the App Store, and of course, you can upgrade to the premium product, but use the tools at Fantasy Pros to help you set your lineups, Waiver Assistant, the Trade Analyzer, all of them are out there, but especially that lineup setting tool. That is the thing to use. It's fantastic. It'll help you in a pinch, because I'm assuming you do have a life outside of fantasy football. Again, that's an assumption. Andrew and I barely do.
I don't.
But I'm assuming you do. So use the My Playbook app. It's very useful. Colton McCain, Achan or Sanders in the flex?
Sanders.
Here's the next one. I love Hot Pockets. Andrew Erickson loved Hot Pockets.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
I bet you loved it.
No.
I nailed it. You said anymore. So there was a phase in your life.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, when you're, 12 years old and you know how to use the microwave as your only access to getting
when you're
food.
21.
No, I tried to go back to Hot Pockets. This is not I went back to 2 years ago
with
thinking
Hot Pockets?
I tried to go back and was like, all right, I'm kind of interested, like a little meatball marinara, like pizza, like okay. And yeah, that's what happened. It was gross. I was like, yeah, saying
I guess we're never gonna have Hot Pockets as a sponsor of the show.
Nope.
That's depressing. I would say the ham and cheese one in my teenage years.
Yeah, it tasted a lot better when I
never went for the meatball one. That was straight against my Italian heritage. I'm not eating a meatball.
I actually preferred a lot of the breakfast ones. So like the ham and cheese ones, breakfast. They had like bacon, sausage, egg, those types of ones. I actually like those more than the traditional.
You know what the best thing about them was how nuclear the pocket got. Like you go to try to take it out of the microwave, and it could probably set your house on fire. I don't know what that pocket was made out of, but just saying. Like if you're camping somewhere, they should just give you like a Hot Pocket container and like just sit in that thing. Who needs a sleeping bag? Just get the Hot Pocket container. That was the thing. When's the last time you had a Hot Pocket? Be honest, Andrew.
It's probably been like 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it's at least decade plus for me. Like, I don't think I've had
like I said, like I went through a phase, not recently, but like
a
few years back. Like tried it.
John never had a Hot Pocket. He's very healthy.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
He's like, what are you guys talking about? Let's go to I love Hot Pockets. Did have a question. Full PPR, Brian Robinson, Pierce, or Roshan Johnson?
What was it, Pierce?
Yes. I assume it's Damian and not Alec Pierce. Again, you got to Pierce to the list, everybody.
I will
full names or at least initials.
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson it is. We should get a poll up there. Best Hot Pocket. All right, let's get a poll up on the live stream. Can we do that, John? Is it the ham and cheese? Is it the what did you say? The meatball sub one? Ugh. Or the breakfast Hot Pocket? I can't think of another Hot Pocket off the top of my head. Like the ham and cheese one made sense. Oh, I think there's like a Philly cheesesteak one.
Yeah, that one's gross.
Which again scares the heck out of me. Colton McCain, Achan or Sanders in the flex.
Sanders.
I'm going to say Miles Sanders. Okay. David Crowley, please. Do I trade Derrick Henry for Alvin Kamara?
I mean, I'm cool if you want to get rid of Derrick Henry.
I'm good with that. I'm worried about this toe issue, and maybe I'm over exaggerating that. Maybe maybe it's not as big of a deal, but an old running back with a turf toe injury, no good. Like that could be a problem. And I think you saw it last week, and I'm worried he's trying to play through it. So I'm good with Kamara because at least Kamara's healthy. And they need him in the offense. Let's be honest. Like, they need him. The backfield has been hurt. Jamal Williams got hurt. Kendra Miller just came back. Forget it. Chad Mandel, standard, Gibbs or Pacheco. And would you start Gabe Davis over either at the flex?
I would probably start Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis at the flex, and then Gibbs or Pacheco in the RB2 spot. Let's say that's the conundrum. Gibbs, right? Pacheco's good. It's going against the Jets. That's a tough haul. That's a good defense.
Well, it's all about touchdowns, and like, what's Gibbs' touchdown equity with Montgomery back? Like, that's the thing. It's like Pacheco's is still going to get the goal line carries against. I mean, the Jets have a better defense, but it's not like the Chiefs are like never going to get to the red zone. Like, they are.
That's fair. All right, let's get to the next one here. Let's go to Chad Mandel, Standard League. Oh, no, sorry. We did Chad's right. Eric 108. Happy birthday, Joe. Thanks, Eric. Start Rashid Shaheed, Cam Akers, or Kenneth Gainwell for my flex.
I'll go Shaheed.
All right, there you go. And by the way, everybody, as you can see on the side there, I want to bring it up on the full screen. We're giving away the Trophy Smack Championship ring. It's the #1 place for all of your fantasy trophies, belts, everything. They've got it there. But we're giving this bad boy away to a real fantasy champion. All you got to do is drop a comment below, question, whatever, and subscribe to the channel. That's it. And you could win. Click the bell for notifications till it goes ding. So you know if you're the big winner of the Trophy Smack Fantasy Football Championship ring. It is glorious. Look at that thing. All right, let's get to Zeke's question. Zeke Wesley, Tutu, Tank Dell, Pacheco, or HN half PPR? You going to the Tank Dell well, or are you going to stick with Tutu's 12 points in every week? Tutu's giving you 12 points every week. Like, you can lock those points in.
I think I'm still starting Pacheco. Like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Like, what? Like, he's the starting running back of the Chiefs.
Nothing's wrong with him necessarily, but I guess I guess if you think they're going to have a big lead too in that game, then then Pacheco gets more work. I'm fine with it. I'm just surprised you're so quick to it. That's all. Aiden Wilhelm. Hey, pros, need help? Bad. Pick 2. Olave, Kamara, Kyron Williams, Zack Moss. I'm playing the Saints. Let's go. Jameis Winston.
I'm playing.
Look at his fingers.
I'm playing Olave and Zack Moss.
I hope he doesn't do that weird thing where he licks his fingers and talking about eating up points and whatever the hell that was. That was very
I think he's grown up from that.
Really?
I think he's moving. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that he's been humbled a little bit after like not being a starting quarterback for a decent amount of years.
Wait. Wasn't that when he was with the Saints that he did that?
I think that was when he was originally the starter. Like,
so now that he's not, now that Derek Carr replaced him, that's what happened. Kendrick wants to know Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, or Pacheco in the full spot PPR in the flex.
I'm probably still starting Pacheco.
Yeah, that would make sense because I feel like you're always going to pick wrong. Like, you start Watson, Reed has a touchdown. You start give Watson a chance to get his sea legs under him tonight. If he looks good, don't get upset that you didn't start him. Just say, okay, great. Pacheco is a fine start this week. Adele Ibrahim. Stash advice, bench spot available. Who to fill it with? Cam Akers, Jalen Warren, Dalvin Cook. Not Dalvin Cook. And PPR League. Love you guys.
Dalvin Cook, I mean, he's droppable, right? Yeah, like
we talked about that on Monday.
Yeah.
So on the waiver wire show, I brought it up. I'm like, you could drop Dalvin Cook, everybody.
Yeah.
He ain't a thing. It's done. So for everybody who didn't draft Breece Hall, you're going to be pissed off. Cam Akers or Jalen Warren. I feel like Warren's probably the better stash, right?
Yeah, I think I prefer Warren, but I do like Akers as a stash too.
Let me tell you, Jalen Warren better do something. Jalen Warren, there we go. Better do something soon because if he doesn't, it's going to get weird. By the way, we have some results of the Hot Pockets poll that was up. Ham and cheese leading the pack at 33%. Meatball marinara coming in at 21%. Egg and sausage 17%, and other at 29%. So I want to know about these others, like the other Hot Pocket flavors that we're talking about here. That's kind of now I'm hungry for a Hot Pocket. Like, I kind of want to try, like, how different are they? Like, you knew nothing in the Hot Pocket was food. Like, there was just like nothing that was natural about anything going on in the Hot Pocket. It's completely unnatural. There's something beautiful about that. All right, let's get to Mo A's question. 12-team half PPR. Need to make a drop. Dotson, Khalil Herbert, Tyjae Spears. If I drop 2, should I pick up Elijah Mitchell as my CMC handcuff?
Do you think it's a little too early to do? I mean, I don't think you need Dotson. I mean, I would drop Dotson, but
God, I hate dropping Dotson. But would you drop Herbert or Spears for Elijah Mitchell?
Probably. I mean, at this point, I don't think that you're gonna. I mean, How is Herbert going to burn you at this point with this Bears offense? Like, I
See,
don't
I
think he's
dropped
going
Khalil
to.
Herbert for Elijah Mitchell. That's the move that I make. And if I have to drop another running back, I mean, if I have to drop somebody else, you want to drop Dotson, okay. But like,
I mean, I'm not dropping Spears right now based on this Derrick Henry thing with this injury thing. So you got to make sure you keep him on your roster. Whereas Herbert, it's like if you drop him, like, what's Herbert going to do to you? Like, okay, he's like the Bears RB1. Like, how good is that anyway? So I think that I would probably just lock in load with Mitchell.
Well, because if you're playing, the only thing it's going to hurt you on the bye week. So keep that in mind too. Like, look at your bye weeks because then you're going to have no Mitchell and no CMC for a week. So make sure you have somebody to play. That's the only thing, Mo. Like, take a look at your schedule. Take a look at what your standings are too. Ando A, start 2, half PPR, Mixon, James Cook, DeAndre Swift, Kamara. I got to put Swift in there. Like, he's been too good not to play.
Cook and Swift for me.
Cook and Swift for you. I'm good with that. I'll go with that. Bogard. Would you trade Darren Waller for Swift with LaPorta on the bench? Yes. Bogard, this is exactly what you should be doing when you have these two tight ends. Right, Erickson?
Yep.
Yes. Good. Bogard's paying attention. Way to go, Bull. Good job. Eric G. Bench Fields for Anthony Richardson. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Yes, every day. Aiden Wilhelm. Hey, pros. Need help bad. Full PPR. Pick 2. Olave, Kamara, Kyron Williams, and Zack Moss. I'm going with the Saints again here. All Saints, all day.
I like Olave and Zack Moss.
Okay. Brian Lawton, Amon Ra for Debo and Kamara.
I want to keep Amon Ra.
I do too. Best player in the deal. Always try to keep the best player in the deal unless you really have problems. I've been offered Diggs for Devonta Smith and James Cook in one league. 3 wide receivers, no flex, and Mike Evans for Thielen and Tank Dell in another. Let's take it one at a time. Diggs for Devonta Smith and James Cook. You want to pull the trigger on that one? You're getting the best player.
If I can start, I mean, depends on if I'm starting both those guys. Like, if they're both like locked and loaded starters, then
I don't know if Smith and Diggs are that far apart at this point.
You don't?
I don't know. I mean,
Smith
at this point.
I mean, Diggs is like clearly his number one receiver on his team, and Smith is not.
That is fair. That is true.
So,
but to give up James Cook also, I think this is just a matter of what the roster looks like.
Yeah.
Here's the other one. Mike Evans for Thielen and Tank Dell.
I feel like you should be able to get more for Mike Evans, but
I don't think you should. And this week he's unplayable. I don't know where he is in your rankings, but Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans that's a no-brainer for me. I'm out. What do you think?
I'd want more than Thielen and Tank Dell, to be honest.
All right,
but
there you have it. Let's try to get 1 or 2 more in here. Let's go to J Farm, Anthony Richardson or Trevor Lawrence, pardon me.
Anthony Richardson.
Okay, let's go to Joel Nates. Half PPR, would you trade DJ Moore and Pat Frymuth for Puka and then grab Musgrave off waivers? Yes, I would.
Yes.
I think that's a great idea. You getting sleepy there? You getting sleepy, buddy?
No, my leg is cramping.
Your leg? Oh, see, you should have hydrated. You got to hydrate.
I did. I was hydrating during the ad break. You didn't see me guzzling down my water.
All right, here's another one from Rashako. Would you trade Breece Hall for Bijan Robinson? I mean, yeah. I want Bijan. I mean, if you can do that, good luck, Rashako. But I don't think that's happening. You never know. I mean, some leagues have people who just love certain players, for better or worse. I mean, if you could do it, great. But I don't think that's a good look.
But even Bijan busted last week, I think he was still better than Breece Hall. Right?
Probably. Happy Kilmore. That's a funny name. Fields or Love this week? Fields. Tony Pham, last one here. Need quarterback. Someone offered me Russell Wilson or Stroud for Dameon Pierce. Who would you rather have, Russell Wilson or CJ Stroud rest of the season?
Stroud. Easy.
There you go. CJ is the man. All right, don't forget, everybody, drop a comment below on your way out. Like the stream, too. It's a very easy thing to do. Click that you like the stream. We appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to Fantasy Pros so you could win that beautiful bling ring. Download my playbook to help you out with all of your lineup setting, all of your waiver wire pickups, all your trades, the trade finder on there. Another spectacular tool. Might give you some trades you never even thought of that can really help boost your roster. So check out my playbook for free. And don't forget, Betting Pros, join our NFL contest, bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Or if you already have the Betting Pros app, and I know you do, just make sure you go click the community tab and join the NFL contest. And if you don't have the Betting Pros app, just so you know, when you download it on iOS, you're going to get 3 free days of the premium product. So go check that out. See all the bells and whistles of Betting Pros. Start betting smarter, not harder. Use the Betting Pros BP app. It is spectacular. It tracks your bets, sync your sports books, get all of the best possible lines that you possibly can get to bet. That's what it's all about. And that'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Erickson and John, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy Thursday Night Football.